Welcome back to my channel. This week I am planning again in my hemlock and oak as usual. We're closing out the year. If you watched last week, you saw that I am challenging myself to get rid of the journaling in my planner. That is because I really want to start journaling in a journal next year. And so I tested to see what my spread would look like after the pen if I removed all these spots of journaling. It is quite an adjustment, but I think I did okay. So this is my week. It looks very different, but I like it. I think it works. I used stickers to take up more room when stuff's gonna take a while. And to just fill in space, I also started using the tiny icons from Coffee Monsters Co., which I've never used, even though I bought a bunch. And now that I'm using them, I bought more, of course. Um, Last week was the week of a release, so I had a lot to do. So it will really be a test of this filling style probably this week when I have less to do and see how it turns out. But I think it works. I think I like the way it turned out. It doesn't look so empty. I showed you back in the beginning of the year before I journaled and how empty it was. It definitely looks better than that. Yikes. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to keep going and see how it turns out. And I'm very excited because, of course, I got a journal. Of course I did. Somebody mentioned in the comments that I was already kind of thinking about it, leaning towards it. And I decided to go with Hobonichi Techo, which I'm excited about because it is like the perfect size for me. I don't need to write a whole bunch. As you can see, I used to just write a little bit each day. It'll have room to decorate and write in. I'm just a little nervous about the Tomoe River paper. I know people love it. My experience with it, I did not love it. So we will see. I know that some of the 2025s have some leaking issues with the paper. I haven't pen tested it yet, but I will use it regardless. I'll just change my pen if there's a little leakage or something. So yeah, so I got a journal. So things are working out. The only thing is, I don't know about you, but I hate when I get so ready for 2025 early and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to wait like 3 months. I haven't gotten my 2025 Hemlock and Oak yet. That's a pre-order. They're supposed to start shipping this month. I'm going to be in the same planner this way, but I'm also excited about journaling because then I can make more videos and content because I've had only this one planner for like 2 years. This is my second year. And so I'm excited to make some more and branch out. So that's how the week ended last week. Let's make sure I'm on the right week here. You know that sometimes we change it twice or grab 2 pages and it's a nightmare. Okay, so before I get into Halloween for the last 2 weeks of October, actually 3. Oh, good thing I noticed that. Oh my gosh, I always get distracted by Halloween because the kids go everywhere and they need costumes and stuff. And I always forget that Forrest's birthday is like immediately afterwards and it doesn't get as much attention as it should. So that was a good reminder. Okay, here we go. So for October, before I get all Halloweeny, I was going to do breast cancer spread for the month. So as you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you saw my reveal for October stickers, you see that I released some booby blooms for breast cancer awareness. It's these pretty flowers with the ribbon, and then it also comes with a reminder for your self checks and mammogram for the year, and you get this whether you want it or not because I want you to use it. Also pulled out some quotes that I thought fit. Of course I don't have breast cancer quotes, but I pulled out motivation, fitness quotes, and self-care quotes to see if there are some that are kind of relevant that go with it. I also grabbed a couple of washi that I thought would go nicely with it. I have this pink scallop washi that came from Happy Planner a billion years ago. And also I think this one might also be from Happy Planner, the polka dots. So let's get started. Which corner am I going to? Okay, so I tucked little ribbons into each of these little bouquets because I just love it. I love the way it looks. So, as you may know, or may not know, one of the reasons I had to do the sticker sheet and why it's so close to my heart is because last year I had a breast cancer scare. So let's just say how it happened. Some of you know this because in some of my more intimate areas of my plannerverse, like Patreon and stuff, I talked about it, but I didn't really post about it or anything on other social media. But now I can talk about it, and I hope that it helps you guys. So it was like 2 years ago that I noticed a lump under my arm, not directly in my armpit, but kind of on the side, my side where my bra strap like comes across. And I avoided doing anything about it for, I think, almost a year. I'm an avoider. So that's why this is such a big deal for me, because I am no longer an avoider and I don't want you to be an avoider. But, okay, so which quote? Please hold on the story. Don't let fear decide your future. I need that because that's exactly what I was going through. Just breathe. This one, I like, be a priority in your own life. That's a good one as a parent because we don't all. Taking care of yourself is productive. I like that one. Okay, so I avoided getting it checked out. I was like, oh, I'm 38 or 30, yeah, 39. I don't remember how old I was. And I was like, I'm fine, I'm fine. And then it just didn't go away, and it started to hurt and it got bigger. And so I couldn't deny it anymore. My husband wouldn't let me forget about it. So I went to my general practitioner. So she felt it and she said, okay, I want you to go get a mammogram, which I thought was weird because it was really far under it was on my side, like I said. And I was like, how is the mammogram going to get to that? It can't. But she also ordered an ultrasound so that they could like get over there. So I went to my first mammogram ever, and I made the mistake because I had never been to one and I didn't really ask anyone's advice. I was kind of quiet about it, and I wore a dress. Don't wear a dress to a mammogram, um, because you wear a gown, and like if you wear a dress, your bare ass is out or your ass and underwear is out. And so I had oh my gosh, I had to wear the robe, which was too small for me because I am a big gal. And my big ass in my underwear was sticking out, and it was just horrific. It was embarrassing. It was awful. And yeah, I learned my lesson. Don't wear a dress to a mammogram. So they checked it. They tried to get the weird spot on my side into the mammogram, which did not work, which I was not surprised. But I was glad that she had ordered the ultrasound as well because that could get over there. So it turned out they did the ultrasound and they looked at the spot that I went in there for, and it turned out to be a lipoma, which is just like a little hard little lump of fat, which a lot of people get in a lot of different places. But when they did the mammogram, they found a suspicious spot in my breast, which I was not expecting. I was not there for that at all. And so if you're like facing my boobies, it was about at like, and it's a clock, it was about like 2 o'clock. So it was like on the inner side of my right breast. So they did the mammogram and went, whoa, what is that? And I was like, what are you talking about? I was here for this thing on my side. But luckily with the ultrasound, they also ordered to look over there. So as they looked over there, the ultrasound came back no bueno, which was shocking to me because, again, I was not there for that part of my breast. And once they said the other thing was fine, I thought we were done. But so I remember sitting in the waiting room, and they're like, okay, we got to make another appointment for you. And I was like, no, thank you. But but I had to. And they wanted a biopsy. So I was devastated and terrified because, I mean, it's a weird limbo you get in when you start to get scared because you don't have answers yet and you wonder if you have a right to be scared yet. And you're like, people are dealing with the worst news ever every day of their life, and you have not gotten that yet. You're overreacting. But I have anxiety, so I had no control over it. Anyways, they ordered a biopsy. And of course, because of insurance, this all started in April last year. Because of insurance and everything, the biopsy, stuff takes forever to get to whoever needs to know and order stuff. But so then I got in for a biopsy. If you guys have never had a biopsy on your breast before, I do not recommend it. So basically, you're in the mammogram machine, and they squeeze you like a mammogram, and then there's this like automated machine that comes, and she tells you not to look. She was like, "Don't look," and I was like, "Oh, that's a good sign." And she caught me peeking once. She's like, I told you not to look. But it's this automated machine with a needle that just like punctures you. And I think they took 14. So it went boom, 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 boom. Right. And so then you have to wait for those results to come back, which do not come back quick enough. Let's see another quote that might be good. Make yourself a priority. Already have taken care of yourself is productive. Let's do that one. Okay, so this one's on my fitness one. So, so I waited for those results. And with the biopsy, you think, oh, it'll come back benign and you'll be fine and you'll move on. But every time they did something else with me, it got scarier because it didn't just come back, you're fine, it's over. They came back with the biopsy and they said it was suspicious. Now, I don't remember the details, but my breast doctor, oncologist, that I was then sent to, was very good at explaining everything. And she basically explained the ratings at which they rate suspicious stuff before they get in there. And the rating was very high, way too high for my comfort. So she said, you can get it removed or we can watch it. And for me, I am better safe than sorry person. So there was no way I was just going to watch it. So we decided to get it removed. So they went in and I had a lumpectomy. I did not get the lumpectomy until September. So for months I was stressed and I was scared and I was wondering, what kind of news I was going to get. And like I said, I was in limbo. I'm like, I don't officially have anything wrong with me. I have no right to be scared. But you're still terrified because my mind goes to the bad place. And so in September, I had a lumpectomy, my first time ever having any kind of surgery, which at 40 I think is quite an accomplishment. And so they went in and took it out. And again, I had to wait. It felt like forever, but my doctor was great and she got back to me right away. And I was so lucky that it was benign. So I went through all that, terrified, and got the best news I could get when so many other women get the worst news of their life. And yeah, it changed my view on mammograms, on taking care of yourself, because like I said, I ignored the lipoma little thing on my side for a year, and that was so stupid. And I'm never doing anything like that again. And even though insurance doesn't cover my mammogram still, which is ridiculous, now that I'm 41, it still doesn't cover it. I'm still getting them annually, and you should too. And I also do self-tests, so you get super familiar with your boobies, get all up in there. So if something feels different, you know it immediately, right? That's what these are for. Little booby stickers. I love these for the self check every month. Okay, let's see another little quote. Hmm. Your health is an investment, not an expense. I like that one. Mm-hmm. Just breathe. I'll do this one. So through all that, that's my way of saying, please check yourself regularly. Please go for your annual mammogram or more. If you're, I know if you have family history, you need to go for stuff more often. Um, but yeah, oops, I just ripped this sticker. See if I can fix it. So yeah, please use the stickers and remind yourself. And if you don't have breasts, or if you don't want them for whatever reason, because you have a phone reminder or whatever, give them to someone else that will use them and you'll remind. Okay, so last one, of course, over here, perfection. There we go. A little trim, and then we'll start writing. I love it. It's so pretty. Very pinky for October, which I've never done a breast cancer awareness spread before, but I think this is a good start. Let's see one more quote up here. There we go. There, I have 2 of these font and 2 of those font. I love that. Love it. Okay, so let's write in the planner and let's see how I did it over here so I could keep it the same and get in the habit, because once you're in the habit with something with a planner or writing, it's really hard to get out of it. So I'm trying to change my habit and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so this morning, what has happened so far this morning? Avery had a baking day. Do your kids have baking days where they go to school late or come home early? My kids do, and I can't keep track of anything because of it. Because Avery has one every Monday unless there's an assembly or something else happens, and then she doesn't. I don't know how she keeps track of it. And then Luke on Wednesday goes to school late, but Dean gets out early. It's wild. I had baking days when I was a kid, but I think they were like once a month or something. I don't think they were that often. Okay, so filming, and I got to work on orders. Okay. So last week I did it like this, and I think I want to do little bullets. I've seen other people do that, and I really like the way it looks. It helps you see what each of these is instead of seeing it as like a paragraph, you see each individual task. Okay. Where will I put it? In this square taking up space or on this line? But then I think I like on the line. Okay. Tilt. Okay. So that's that for work so far this morning. And then I have to prep orders for my new release. What sticker will I use for prepping orders? Like I said before, I had to come up with like names for the stages of my order filling. And prepping orders is basically printing the packing slip and pulling the stickers before I see which stickers are out of stock and have to print and cut is the next stage. And I have to print and cut a lot because I had to throw out every last remaining sticker sheet because I had to change the logo on them. So, what denotes prepping orders? I do not know. I have envelopes, but that's not quite it yet. I have labels, but I'm not there yet. I don't know. I've also started using my lettering a little differently. I used to only use it for like the kids' names and different stuff, but I started just using it when I feel like it and want to maybe take up more space or yada yada. So that's what I'll do. I've also taught myself to skip lines. For some reason, I always thought I needed, if it was a list, I felt like I had to keep it close and on top of itself. I don't know why. But I know this will take time, and then I won't be prepping orders until down here anyway. So okay. So this week, it's basically boring otherwise. Like, I don't have anything. Oh, Luke has a telehealth appointment thing um, on Wednesday. Something else is happening that day, I think. And I have nails on Saturday. So we will put this here for Lucky's telehealth. Oh, I need to email about, oh, I can use my tiny icons. Need to email meds refill, requesting a meds refill. I will probably do it after that and after I pick up the kids. There we go. It's also his late start. That's why he does it in the mornings on Wednesdays. The doctor calls, they chat a little, and then he goes to school. It works out. Then on Saturday, Halloween nails are coming. I'm so excited. Halloween nails, Halloween nails. That's my favorite nails of the year. So here's a pinkish one. I'm not sure if I know what I'm doing yet. I have ideas, so you'll have to tune in to see how they turn out. I have ideas, but I'm not sure if I'm in love. Last year were the best, and I'll never top it. And I think that's why I can't decide this year, because I know I'll never top last year's. Okay. See, I just messed it up. Well, I didn't mess anything up, of course, but I've been trying to like stack it so it shows like more time taken. Like, because it's not going to just take this much. I'll be done down here and then, oh no. Now I have to sit here and decide if that's going to bother me. Can I cover it? Oh. With a big emoji head and a little whiteout? I think I can if I really, really want to. That's the question though. Do I want to? I do. I do want to. I'm sorry. See if I can save this one. This one's clear, so that's why, well, I guess I can use it again after I white out the nails thing. I'm terrible at using this thing. I can never see when I've gotten it all. Did I get it? I did. Ugh. Okay. I've seen worse. Done worse. Okay. So I could put the same friend back. There. Huzzah! I know, I know. Don't judge me. There we go. See, habits take a minute. Habits take a minute. Changing your habits. Be patient. Actually, I'm one of those people who want to change a habit immediately. And if I don't, I get impatient and pissed with myself and I quit. So, like the journaling one, that's why I'm like extra proud of myself that I journaled all year, because it wasn't like perfect. My idea of journaling wasn't perfect. Uh, I failed, quote, at journaling at first, but then I tweaked it to work for me. And now, after a year of it working for me, I'm going to tweak it a little bit more. And so it's like stages. I know taking longer sucks, but it's better than like failing and giving up, right? Done is fun. So I guess this is it for the day, for the week. And tomorrow, I know I'll have to print and cut because of the orders I prepped and yada yada. But yeah, I think that's good so far for the week. Totes. And yeah, so be sure to check out my shop for the breast cancer awareness stickers. Grab them for yourself. Don't forget to also grab your boobie and self-check if you haven't yet this month. And yeah, thank you so much for following. Don't forget to like and subscribe.